That's fine. Same shit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Called Wine Time with Pete and Felix. I think both of us are surprised to be back here after such a long hiatus. I thought we were done with this, but there was overwhelming support for us to keep going.
People kept asking.
Yeah, we were inundated with people in the shop, letters, emails, calls.
I mean, he's trying to be funny, but like people were actually asking for this, so here we are. With Radikon.
Yeah,
because if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do
it properly.
Yeah.
No more like pissing about. We're gonna start drinking some really good wines because if we're gonna do this, we want to enjoy it as well.
Yeah. Not that we weren't before, but like,
let's step it up.
If I'm gonna hang out in a cave.
So, to the wine. Radikon is one of those icon producers of particularly orange wine, especially orange wine, I should say.
Yeah, I mean pretty much orange wine because the reds are like getting beaten up in the back, but
they're pretty big
in the best way. Some people are into that.
But yeah, one of those wines that I think if you are into orange wine, this is definitely a step on that journey. If not the kind of end result. Gravner would be up there as well.
Yeah, Gravner, Radikon, bucket list, things you tick off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So originally established by Stanko Radikon or Stanislaus Radikon back in the I want to say like 70s, something like that. It was early.
Before us.
Before us. His vineyards are right up on the Italian-Slovenian border, right up in that northeast corner of Italy.
Yeah.
In fact, some of his vineyards do lie in Slovenia. So he's got both sides of the road, so to speak. He has always produced this style of wine. For a long time, he wasn't allowed to classify his wines as Venezia Giulia, which is the region that he's technically in, because this is not a recognized style. In fact, I still don't think it is. I think he doesn't call himself, or maybe he's allowed to put that on now.
Who knows? Because the 14 had Oslavje on the bottle, whereas this year it's got O ... So
Suggests he's not allowed to put the name on.
Yeah, who knows what's going up there at the moment?
Who knows? But the point is, he sort of wore that declassification as a badge to say, well, my wines aren't like your wines. They're different and they're more interesting and whatever.
Yeah, far from conventional.
Far from conventional. So the one we're looking at today, he does three in this blue label here. There are three different styles: Oslavje, Ribolla, and Jacot. We're going to look at the Oslavje today, which is a blend of Chardonnay, Sauv Blanc, and Pinot Grigio.
Nothing wrong with the others. This is just the one that we wanted to drink.
Yeah, we had to pick one.
Yeah,
we picked this one.
It's the more fuller-bodied ones, and I like that. I
think it gives a really good overview of what he's doing up there.
Yeah, Ribolla's the native variety, but I feel like this is the more complex out of the three.
Yeah.
Certainly from the ones I've tried and limited experience.
The bigger and more kind of like weighty, I suppose.
Yeah.
So a little bit about the wine. He macerates the grapes in kind of big open top tanks for about between 2 to 4 months with daily pump overs. So very gentle extraction methods given the amount of skin contact, and until kind of fermentation's finished. Then racked to these kind of little, I don't know what they're called. They're barrels that are kind of oddly shaped.
Let's call them botti.
Botti. Are they botti? Yeah,
botti.
I don't know. Racked to body for 4 years. So he leaves them to mature.
It's pretty wild. No
ads, no sulfur, no fine infiltration, no nothing. Completely natural wines.
Just a 4-year holiday. How good.
Just a 4-year holiday for the wine. And then once they're bottled, a further 2 years of cellaring in bottle. So 6 years before, or 6.5 years, I should say, before from vintage to market. This is the current release, and it is a 2013. I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah. The last year's release was the 14, so we had to go back.
So they've gone back a year.
Needed more time.
And that's an interesting thing when they've got the wines lined up in the cellar like that, they can pick and choose when to release them. And Saša, Stanko's son, now believes that 13 was ready to go this year, so that's what he's released. Last year, I should say.
Yeah, last year. We've had this for a little bit.
Yeah. So to the wine. Let's have a look at it. First off, I mean, look at that colour. Like, we're not messing about here. This is an orange wine.
Yeah, you're
in
not
the true
really,
sense of the word.
It's not cloudy or unfiltered. It's an orange wine.
Yeah.
It looks like mandarin juice.
It smells a bit like mandarin juice.
Yeah, mandarin oil. that rubber thing's still there. We have had a look at this wine previously, just to make sure.
Yeah, I get a little kind of lifted sort of tennis ball thing.
Yeah, tennis ball, rubber, that spice that we mentioned.
Yeah. So there's like cardamom, almost. I mean, you mentioned fenugreek. That kind of curry spice, I think, is a good label for that.
Yeah, it doesn't have that curry leaf reduction thing, but it's definitely curry spice is there. I mean, tons of stone fruit.
Yeah, but dried stone fruit.
Yeah, not fresh, like hung, dried, umeboshi, that kind of thing. Like
I get like
preserved stone fruit.
Yeah, I get a strong kind of dried apricot feel. Umeboshi, I think, is a great descriptor.
Like it's quite secondary in the kind of rubber and spice world.
Yeah, we're definitely.
These are all good things, though. I mean, who doesn't like smelling rubber?
And spice.
Yeah, together. Weird.
Let's have a look at it.
That smells great.
There is, I guess I was going to say, a surprising amount of tannin. It's not surprising given its maceration and its aging. The tannins are quite chalky and softer, aren't they? I mean, like
they're still quite fine. Like
they're very fine-grained tannins. I mean, they're present. I mean, it's definitely a grippy wine. You will notice that straight away.
Really chalky texture.
But yeah, super chalky, but not blocky or chunky like you can get sometimes with like Shiraz or that kind of some.
No, this is like much more fine-grained.
Very, very fine-grained. Yeah,
almost like suede felt like
kind
of thing.
Yep, definitely. It's got an amazing kind of citrus oil, peel, pith kind of thing going on the mid palate.
Yeah, it's definitely not fresh fruit.
No. It's dried, cured, that kind of.
Yeah, the more extreme sides of stone fruit, and it's a real herbal spice thing.
Yeah, really quite savoury, but still with this sort of mandarin peel lift, like that sort of, when you get a mandarin peel and squeeze the oil out of it, and it's that sort of floral character, but delicious.
It's really good.
What would you eat with this?
I kind of want hard cheeses, and I don't know why.
No,
not like Comte, but like
like Parmesan.
Oh, I want those salt crystals. Those really heavily umami.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
But then also Korean barbecue.
Sure.
That's kind of like 0 to 60 in a different direction.
That's fine.
But
I think that's a good point. I think Korean barbecue is a good shout because orange wines pair really well with cuisines that have historically been very difficult to pair with. So Korean barbecue is one. Anything fermented, pickled, brined, any of those really strong flavors that are difficult to match wines to, orange wine is your go-to. It works so well with that sort of stuff. Indian and Sri Lankan curries, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Traditionally not served with wine because the flavors of those curries just obliterate.
It just has the kind of spices that you see in those curries.
Exactly, and the structure and the weight to it. Like I think it would work really well with that sort of stuff. So, but also hard cheeses. Why not? Like bring it on.
Yeah.
Salt crystal umami kind of stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think they would just add another savoury layer to this.
Yeah. Would you go? Could you do like anchovies with this? Do you think, or is that too salty, too far?
No, you could. Yeah.
I'd
want lots of butter though.
Yeah, a little bit of butter to kind of like
personal preference. But,
who doesn't love butter?
Yeah. There's a kind of like yeasty fermented character to this, especially that would go with pickles and stuff from like Korean barbecue. So I mean like crusty sourdough, fair whack of butter, because this still has like quite a bit of acid, and then something really salty like anchovies would be, because it's that same level of MSG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really kind of craving. And fuck, Vegemite toast. Jeez.
Yeah, I work with Vegemite toast. There you go. Who knew a wine to pair with Vegemite toast?
Yeah.
Thank you, Stanko Radikon.
Yeah, that was your intention.
So, the other thing about whatever season of is it called wine time that we're up to, season 4, season next, is that we're going to try and keep these more short and sharp. So I think we'll leave it there for today.
Yeah.
There's heaps more information on the website about Radikon and orange wines in general. So feel free to jump on and check that out. if you're interested in this sort of stuff. But I do recommend that if you are going down the orange wine or amber wine path, this should definitely be on your list. If you're just dipping your toe in the water for the first time, maybe don't jump straight to the deep end with a Radikon.
This is not Fisher Price my first orange wine, but it's bucket list territory. Like work your way up to it so you can actually kind of savor the experience. Because if you don't know this is for you, then it probably is going to not be for you. You need to kind of you need context.
They're quirky, challenging wines, but in the right context, and if you're into this style, they're absolutely incredible.
And we can guide you on your journey.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we do.
Well, there you go. That's a little brief insight into Radikon, and hopefully we'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. Until then, take care. Bye.